I was in the house one day. We had like just got our power back on. By the grace of God, we somehow paid rent and had groceries that month. I smoked cigarettes at the time, and didn't have any money for cigarettes, and I had like half a cigarette left in this pack. I was sitting in the house listening to the radio or something, and this song came on the radio. I don't know if it was like Drake or like G-Eazy or like some rapper at the time who was like sort of talking about how fame was actually this terrible thing and having all this money was this terrible. It was just like this woe is me like story about the hardships of fame. And I was like deeply offended by it because I was like, these guys are living the life that like I would do anything to have. And I'm in this house that's falling apart. There's holes in the ceiling and water coming through when it rains, and there's mice running all over the place. And we're just totally in poverty. And this guy's like complaining about fame and money and fortune and all this stuff. And it really pissed me off.
Yeah, because even in this culture, even a rich person has to win Oppression Olympics.
Yeah, everybody just wants to be a victim so bad, including the people that have it all. Yeah, I was just really irked by it. And I grabbed this little half a cigarette out of this cigarette pack and went and sat on the front step in our yard and started writing this like open letter to hip hop. And the first thing I wrote was "Dear Rappers." And then I honestly like don't know what happened. It was literally like God just like spoke through me that day. Like I don't remember stopping to think what rhymes with this or pausing to sort of formulate what the next line was going to be. I just wrote this song. And by the time that half a cigarette was done, and we're talking like 5 minutes, the song was done. And I sat there and looked at my phone and I literally was like, oh my God, I just did it. And then I ran in the house and Nova was on her computer or something. And I said to her, I just wrote the song that's going to change our lives. Grab the camera, like, let's shoot a video. And she's like, don't you need to like record the song? And I was like, I'm going to record it right now. Like while I'm recording it, just like pull down the backdrop. We had this little $20 light from Amazon that she put a little piece of red plastic over. So it was like a red light. And I jumped on my computer, recorded this song in like 10, 15 minutes, and then got up and stood in front of the backdrop, rapped the whole thing. The next day, I borrowed like $200 from my mom, $200 from my sister, which was brutal to do, to call your younger sister and be like, I need $200. And, you know, I've been a dreamer for many years at this point. So there's no telling how many times I've said, I need to borrow $100 because I figured it out.
We all know somebody like that.
Yeah. So that was me. So I borrowed like a couple $100 from 4 or 5 people and I had like $1,000. And the next day I dropped the music video. I put the $1,000 on like a Facebook ad, and 24 hours later it had 1 million views, and my page went from 2,000 likes to 20,000 likes, and we were off to the races. And like I said, I don't even remember anything about the writing process of that song. It was literally like God was just like, screw it, kid, this is your time. And just like spoke through me, wrote the song, and it literally changed everything.
Did you get any hate for this song?
Yeah, tons.
What name did they throw at you?
Well,
There's always
racist
something.
was probably like the top comment.
Yeah, that's the one right off the shelf.
Because there was this thing where like I was writing a letter to hip hop, to rap. I was criticizing the status quo like of the genre as a whole. And everybody was saying like, oh, he's hating on black rappers and he's criticizing black rappers and he's criticizing this culture that he didn't create, but he's using the culture to criticize it and da-da-da-da-da. And it was just like, to me, it was just like, I'm not criticizing any rapper of any particular color. I'm just criticizing the message and the narrative and as a whole, the genre. And there's lots of rappers out there. There's white rappers and black rappers and Asian rappers and Indian rappers and all types of rappers out there.
Yeah.
So, and everybody, the common denominator seemed to be at that time the messages in the music. So that's what I was speaking to.
Hmm.
So yeah, you know, like I've been called a lot of things.
Do you
But
care what people think about you?
no,